Hi, this is Chris from Airwindows, and I have something more than a little weird and sick to show you, and it sounds kind of like this. This is a sample kit called SlamminKit, but what it really is sort of over-the-top, ridiculous, trashy kit. It's a sample instrument that is part of the console kits. What that means is this. All these sounds have been processed with Airwindows console, and can be unprocessed on the bus if you own console in such a way that they blend more nicely. Now that's all very pretty. Until the kick drum comes in and ruins everything. It was set up way back in the day so that the samples are an incredibly heavy, grungy, overloaded kick. It's just over the top. I don't even remember how I made it do this stuff. It just goes immediately beyond the beyond. The other sounds are relatively normal, like this. The cymbals, they're slightly dark cymbals, except for I think this is a Paiste. Like with some of the console kits, you've got a bit of a high frequency ring in some of these things because of the stuff that I had to record it at the time. These are $10 sample sets, and they're not really being sold for the ultimate in pristineness. If I was to go up and do that today, I'd be able to do a little bit better with it, but the drums, these toms aren't nearly as good as the ones in, say, the more recent Kit A and Kit B. But if you want to do obnoxious over-the-top stuff, this works out perfectly well. It does have a side stick. And if you really control the attack on the kick, you can get it so that it's not too messy. Half the fun of SlamminKit is really these crazy snares. I think it might be all the same snare. It sounds kind of like the same snare. It's an old acrylite, and the way I had it set up on this day was just over the top, so oh, I'm hitting the snare. I'm hitting the side. It's pretty up. And something funny also has happened. This has got drive set up all the way. I'm sorry, I forgot to notice that. I wasn't really, well, this gives me an opportunity to show some of the things like, actually, I think that was only an aspect of this, turning this stuff on. Now what you can do turning this stuff on is kick in the cutoff and the resonance. And when you do that, you get this one's really good, super low. Let's give it a little more resonance for fun. That should be considered as part of what you get with the kit because it runs in EXS, and as such, if it works particularly well with the crazy filtery type stuff, what I was going to mention is that the filters are running inside console, which is a neat trick that you don't necessarily get with other kinds of instruments. Pretty much the bottom line here is that this is a noisy, raucous, aggressive drum kit with a over-the-top and very messy kick. And the toms don't really blend in with it very well. And it has the usual variations for a console kit. These all came with 4 variations. Sequenced hat. What sequenced hat does is it takes the hi-hat samples out of all the same group and puts them in a round-robin group. So they're all only the length of the note. That's the length of a note from a Roland Brain. But if you're okay with making them all be legato and extending them outwards like that, it will work the same way as them cutting each other off, and you get to have them round-robin with each other. Not that it really helps when the kick there is getting obnoxious. The other variations are also interesting in conjunction with the strangeness of how it works. Gate and gate symbol. We'll open this up here. Gate means everything acts like the hi-hat in the sequenced hat thing. It's only as long as the note that you make. So with a Roland Brain, it's pretty quick. And as a result, do the same kinds of things with it. And it's pretty severely aggressive and obnoxious. I mean, that's proper GABA. That's proper gabber technology. Now, if I played that 50 times faster, that would be GABA. The thing with gate and gate symbol is this. Those are just as gated as everything else. But if you choose gate symbols, hat is still going to be sequenced. Hat doesn't go to be live hat. But these can now sustain while at the same time we've got these doing the super gatey thing. So one of the stranger things that I have out there, this is from a long time ago, like I said, but if this kind of madness sounds good to you, this is a airwindows console kit, meaning that it will work with console if you use console. And if you're an airwindows user, you probably heard about console. You might even be using it. I'm demonstrating it with the very newest version of console, I might add. And mad it may be, but if you need, say, some cymbals and an insane high velocity snare, hey, $10. I will talk to you later. This was SlamminKit, such as it was.